Hi Fours, this is your life path reading for those with a destiny number of 4. If you don't know how to get your destiny number or life path number, there is a link in the description to my video explaining that and explaining why it's important and why we're doing these readings. So go check that out and then come back here. For those of you who are new to the channel, this is a new series that I just started. So click like and subscribe so that you can get notifications when these videos come out. They will be coming up every other week instead of doing my 5-day dailies like I used to. And I'm still going to find something daily to replace that with, don't worry. And you probably don't know this. Some of you may if you know me personally, but I am a 4, so this reading could be partially for me as well. So let's see. Those with a life path 4 tend to be practical and live stable lives. 4s are driven towards orderliness. 4s are happiest in neat, organized environments. Money isn't important to 4s in the way it is for 1s. Instead, 4s focus on financial stability. While just as determined to succeed as 1s, the definition of success is different for 4s. 4s work well in teams. However, if everyone isn't putting in the same effort, 4s are quick to become frustrated. They despise picking up others' slack. 4s hold strongly to their moral beliefs, making some people think of them as stodgy and orthodox. Luckily, 4s aren't very interested in what those people think of them. 4s are quite skilled at resisting peer pressure. 4s must learn to chill out and have fun. It's good for them to express their ideas, which will often turn out to be good for the world. Okay, so I'm going to use this dice here just to die, this single die, this die here, and we're going to get an overall message for all 4s out there. This includes me, this includes anyone out there who is a 4. So let's see, what is the overall energy for this 2-week period for 4s out there? For those with a life path number of 4, all around the world, what is their overall message, please? Wow, we got a 4. You see that? Fun. You are at risk of getting stuck in a rut, 4. Stability is important, but sometimes you have to shake things up. That makes a lot of sense. Like, our 4 energy can be very strict and very kind of stiff or stuck in our way. We can be stuck in our ways. We can be very much about, like, this is the way things are done, so this is the way things need to be done. And we're at risk sometimes of doing things the same way over and over and over again, and then getting bored and then quitting, and we don't see any progress with that kind of a pattern. And I know personally for me that's very common, where I'll do the same thing over and over and then don't see any progress. And that's why with this channel I'm trying to evolve it and continue learning and continue gaining new information and new knowledge and figuring out new ways to do divination, so that I never can, it's something I can never get bored with. And that is something I also love about, you know, my faith practice. I can't really get bored with it because it's always evolving and it's never stuck in a rut. But here, for this message, some of us are getting stuck. Some of us are risking it, and you got to shake things up. So let's see what your direct message is. This is for those of you who are here watching this video, who are connecting my higher self to your higher self, our spirit guides, connecting and communicating. So for those 4s who are here to take in this message, what do we have? What do they have to know? What messages do we have for us 4s out there? What is our direct message for those of us who are here to receive it? Please and thank you. The perfection of your life, and we have 30, number 30. So this card tells us that sometimes things seem to play out in a way that doesn't always feel right, or doesn't always feel like it's fun or good or easy. But with the perfection of your life, the message is that these things are meant to happen. Everything has an order to it, which makes a lot of sense for the 4 energy. Everything has an order to it, and so your task or your goal is to see that order, to recognize it for what it is. Sorry if you heard someone in the hall just sneeze, one of my neighbors, I guess. But your goal is to recognize the patterns in your life and the way things are playing out as they're happening, and know that they're meant to be the way that they are, that you're not dealing with this alone. Your angels, your spirit guides, they're there for you, and they're watching this happen, and they're actually helping things along for you. Okay, so let's get a little bit more information. Please clarify the perfection of your life. Please tell us more. What is it? What are the patterns we need to be aware of? What is it that 4 needs to be alerted to or paying attention to when it comes to the perfection of our lives? What does the 4 need to know further concerning our direct message for this 2-week period? Please and thank you. The King of Pentacles. Okay, so things are playing out for you in a very positive manner. Let's see if I can get this light from blinding us. So things are playing out in a very positive manner with this King of Pentacles for you. And I feel like the way he tends to sit, the way he tends to read to me, is that he's someone who has a lot going for him, who's got like a lot of either financial benefits or a lot of just a lot of abundance in his life, but he's not really paying attention to it. He's looking off into space. He's thinking, you know, I want more, I want this, I want that, and he's not necessarily taking in or acknowledging what he has. And I think his message is to be careful of taking advantage of the things that are in your life, the good things that are in your life, and be careful of ignoring them and ignoring the possibilities and options that are there for you. There's a lot of power behind you, okay? There's a lot of I think, like I said, your angels and your guides are here for you. There's a lot of that kind of strong energy of someone trying to watch over you. Someone saying, hey, look at all this stuff that's available to you. You're stuck on this one idea, or you're just like kind of in this one particular mindset or zone. But look at all of this that I'm offering to you, okay? And I think since that message we got was that you're risking being stuck in a rut, the possibility is just probably that you're overlooking all the good stuff that you've been doing, or that you've been like all the stuff that you say you've been working on something for a while, and you've gotten so into it, into like a routine with it, that you don't see how it's actually helping. You no longer are starting to see the progress. You know, when you start something new and you have nothing, and then, you know, you're at stage 0, and then you get to stage 1, that feels like an accomplishment. You get to stage 3, that feels like an accomplishment. But then you get to stage 95, and you're like, okay, what's the next stage? What's the next stage? What's the next stage? And it feels less and less like you're accomplishing something, even though you're so much further along than where you were. So I think this is also a message to remember that this path you've been on, even though right now it looks like you're in the middle of the woods, it looks like there's no you can't see the path behind you, you can't see it ahead of you, you're just kind of in the middle. You've been building this path, and it is there, okay? But you just haven't been able, you haven't seen it. You're stuck in the woods right now. So that's something I think to be aware of here. Let's see what your soul message is, what your soul or your spirit is trying to tell you. For those 4s who are here to receive this message, for those 4s who are connecting, what is their soul telling them? What is their spirit trying to, how is their spirit trying to guide them here on this 2-week period? What messages do they need to know that are inside their spirit? The 4s who are here, those with a life path number or a destiny number of 4, what message should they be receiving from their spirit, from their soul? Please and thank you. You have the Devil on this side. Interesting. I don't think I've ever pulled this card from this deck before. So, So because I've never pulled this card before, I had to go take a look at the accompanying book for the Vice Versa Tarot, and it mentioned a couple of things that I thought were very interesting. So on this side we have the Devil, and we have these 2 chained figures here, and the question that the book asks is, are you the devil or are you those in chains? Are you the one who is using control, bullying other people, keeping people locked down, or are you the one chained? And because I got the kind of idea that you were stuck in a rut, that you're lost in the woods, I'm feeling like you're those who are in the chains, right? And with the devil, with this particular card, the idea is that you have to really look at yourself, like examine your beliefs and examine what you have, what's going on in your life, and figure out why you're feeling trapped. And now is the time, I think, because you got this side, now is the time to really try to get out of this situation. The book mentions things like, are you caught in a job that you don't like? Are you keeping someone in a relationship bound to you, or are you the one who's bound to someone else? And if you are, because the devil is looking away, this is the time to escape. This is the time to get away from the situation that you're stuck in, okay? I think because I'm not sure this is a relationship thing, the rut you're in, your soul is feeling trapped, okay? But there is hope. We have this cute little flower down here telling me that there is hope, that it's not all bad, it's not all dark. But yeah, your soul is feeling trapped, it's feeling stuck, it hasn't been able to expand the way you want it to expand. But now those demons that have been keeping you back, whatever it is you've been struggling with, the woods that you've not been able to really see your way out of, this is the time to try to break through that, that fugue, that haze that you're experiencing, okay? So let's see what your heart and mind are trying to tell you. It can help us understand maybe a little bit more of why your soul is feeling trapped. So what is your heart and mind trying to tell you for the four who is here to receive this message? What is our heart and mind trying to tell us for this 2-week period? Please and thank you. We have the Queen of Wands, right? So I think your heart is looking for some care, some nurture, something cooling, right? So we have these two images where there's a lot of dairy. I think she's like made of cake or ice cream or something. It's a lot of pastries and dairy and sweetness. And right next to it, in your soul, it's a much darker thing. So I think your mind, you might be at risk of doing the thing called spiritual bypassing, right? So you're not really paying attention to your life because you're looking off into the woods, you're looking off into the sky, you're kind of not able to see the path that you're on or that the things that you've taken, and maybe because the path behind you wasn't easy because it was very bumpy, and yet somehow in your head you might still be telling yourself, it's okay, I can do this, everything's going to be fine. And that's good, that resilience is good, but you might not be being honest, you might not be telling yourself the truth about what you're really struggling with, what you're really going through, the stuff that is in your past that you're avoiding, you're not looking at. So in your head and your mind, your thoughts, you're trying to keep them positive and keep them sweet, but just in the horizon there's darkness. These are some dark clouds behind her, and this is almost like a wasteland behind her. So even though this image is sweet, you're trying to be nurturing, you're trying to take care of yourself. The kind of self-care that you're doing may just be on the surface. It may not be actively getting at the things that you're struggling with. However, since you did get this side and his back is turned, I don't think it's all for naught. I don't think the positiveness or the care that you're trying to give yourself, I don't think it's useless. I think it's helping somewhat, because otherwise I feel like this would be on the other side where you'd still be bound, or you wouldn't have this chance to break free of that kind of darkness. But I do think it's possible you're deceiving yourself at this time. In fact, you might just be telling yourself that everything's okay, because yeah, you do have a lot going for you, and even though you're not paying attention, you're taking advantage of the things that are there for you, and you're stuck in this kind of pattern. You're stuck in, it's a pattern. You're just stuck in cycles that you're just continuing, that are not necessarily helping you get out of this space, because you're just telling yourself, you know, that everything is perfectly fine, everything is okay. If you just ignore the bad stuff, then it can't get you. But I don't think that's true. Let's see what your physical message is. This is your earthly mundane message. It could be your relationships, it could be your body, your health, your home, your finances, anything that is going on in the physical level for fours. For the life path number 4, those with a destiny number of 4. What is their physical message? What is our physical message for this 2-week period? Please and thank you. You have the 9 of Cups. Okay, yeah, there's a lot of abundance for you. The same stuff that I saw here that you're not necessarily seeing or taking advantage of. There's a lot of love being offered to you. I think in your mind, as much as you're trying to like care for yourself and you're like ignoring a little bit the struggles that's in the past, I don't think those struggles are that bad. Like I said, I do think you're kind of deceiving yourself about it at this time, but I don't think those things are as bad as you're letting yourself think they are. And I think this is a time to really share and receive love. This is a time to ask for help when you need it. This is a time to really pay attention to the abundance that is available to you, to the people who are surrounding you, to, you know, just all the opportunity that is there for you. Because again, this card is a reminder that even though things haven't been necessarily easy, you've been going in the direction that you need to go. Even though you can't really see outside of the trees, you can't see the forest for the trees, you know that saying, meaning you don't know what the overall forest has, but you know what the circle of trees surrounding you looks like, and that's all you can really see as you try to forge your way through this forest. Because that's all you see, you may be missing out on all this love that's being given to you, being offered to you. In fact, let's see what your love message is. So this could be romantic, but it could also be spiritual love or familial love. Often I think it's more about the love of the universe, because this deck is the universe has your back deck. So the love that, you know, the divine, that deity has for you, the universe, yeah, like we just had a card jump out. It just jumped face up on my lap. Thank you, universe, for helping me see beyond the limits of fear. Thank you for expanding my perception so that I can see what is of the highest good. Exactly, expanding your perception, getting out of that small view space that you're in, getting out of that fear space, that deceiving yourself where you're pretending everything's perfect and everything's fine. When people do that spiritual bypassing thing, it's because they're scared. They don't want to acknowledge the hard things because they're afraid it's gonna hurt. And it is, you know, but you know what? If you let go of that fear, if you just let yourself see that you're yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know how to say it. Like, you're protected. You're loved. You are guided. Okay? If you're here, you are guided. If you're here for this reading, they're watching you. Okay? And since that was a jumper, I'm going to pull another card. The moment I embrace my peace within and surrender the outcome is the moment that the universe can truly get to work. Exactly. So your peace. This peace within, these storm clouds building up behind, all of that is just like you being afraid. All of that is you not seeing the love that's there for you, not seeing all the abundance that's there for you, not seeing the good that's happening for you, the perfection of your life, not seeing the patterns that are leading you to where you need to be so that you can experience that soul growth and that soul expansion that the divine wants you to feel. Okay, it's time to shake things up. Like, you've been spending so much time in this space. I feel, I don't know why, I very strongly feel it. I'm feeling warm and like bogged down. Like, this has been on you for a while, and you, like I said, you started at 0 and now you're like 95, and this has become your normal. This has become your standard, and that is not, I don't think that's good for you. I think you're missing out on something beautiful. You're missing out And it's not that you're missing it as in it's not happening. You're just not paying attention to it. You're not seeing it. You're not letting yourself see it, okay? Again, you have to embrace your peace within and surrender. Once you surrender, once you accept it, once you acknowledge it, acknowledge whatever it is that this devil is keeping you bound to, whatever it is that's keeping your soul so stuck or so trapped and bound to where it is. You have to surrender and say, okay, I can't just smile it away. Okay, so let's see if there are any more messages for you for the fours who are here to receive it. Are there any more closing messages to take with us? Are there any more from our higher selves, from the divine, our angels and ancestors, and all of those out there who guide us in love? Are there any more messages for the fours for this 2-week period? Please and thank you. You have the Page of Cups. Okay. You have Judgment. You have the Hermit. The Knight of Swords. And okay, I might stop there, but I did pull 5 of Cups, 5 of Swords, and 8 of Wands after that, so we'll take a look at that in a minute. So the Page of Cups, I feel like, yeah, there's something that you've been kind of wanting to start, some new endeavor, new creative activity, something you've been wanting to get into. It could be a spiritual thing. I do feel like there's some spiritual growth happening for you, but like this said, you're kind of stuck and you do need to make a change. This signifies something new. And I do think it might be a new spiritual endeavor, because then we have Judgment, which tells me you're feeling a call to action. Your soul is saying, okay, you have to do this. If you want to heal, if you want to get through this, if you want to break out of these bindings, you want to break out of the devil bindings, then you have to take this step. That's what your soul or your guides are trying to tell you here, and it's for the good of your heart. It's a new path though, and you have to take some time alone to do this. You can't try to distract yourself with relationships. You can't try to distract yourself with work or other things. You really need to take some time, some quiet contemplation, meditate, like really as often as possible. Sit down and ask yourself a bunch of hard questions. Sit down and think about why things happened in your life, or how certain events played out that caused you pain or caused you trauma, and then how you've come from that, who you are today. Like, really meditate on the path that your life has taken. Meditate on the things that you know and the knowledge that you've gathered, because you're coming into a place where you're going to be gathering a lot more knowledge. You're going to be learning something about yourself or about the world that you're interacting with, that I think is going to bring you a lot of healing. And that healing is going to be kind of difficult. Your emotions are going to be in a heavy place. Your thoughts, your communication, things are going to start to seem like they're falling apart. But you know what? Stay the course, okay? Things are going to seem like they're falling apart, because when we are rebuilding, some things have to be torn down. It's not quite totally tower energy. It's not quite totally tower energy, but things like your relationships, they're going to start to change, because you're starting to change. When you start to heal, those who don't want you to heal, or those who have benefited from your damage, from your trauma, they're not going to enjoy that, and that's going to cause you a little bit more struggle. But you know what? This is telling you to stay the course. And then the next card I took a peek is the 2 of Pentacles, okay? And that means you're going to find that there's achievement there for you. You're going to be almost, he's like juggling coins. You're going to be at a place where you're like, okay, I can make this decision. This decision is, even at the end, it's going to feel a little bit easier to make if you just kind of stay that healing course, okay? If you recognize that even though some people aren't going to want you to heal, some people aren't going to want you to get through this situation and be a better person and fix your traumas and face your truths and speak your truths. They're not gonna like that. Some people are. The right people are going to be there for you, and it's your job to recognize that. I think you'll still have the tendency of this King of Pentacles to not necessarily see the abundance there, to not necessarily see the love that is available to you. So be aware of that, because that it's still there, even when all these things start to seem to fall apart, even when you start to lose some people. The love that is meant for you, the people that are meant for you, they're still there, okay? The people who want to hear your opinions and hear your thoughts, they're not going anywhere. So stay this course. Don't let other people force you to follow their lead, okay? This is not a time for you to be someone's sheep. This is not a time for you to give in because your emotions and your thoughts and your opinions are too much for someone to handle. If they can't handle you, they don't deserve you, okay? But that's still the choice that you have to make, all right? You have to decide whether or not you're going to let them have your presence. But honestly, if they can't handle you as you're going through this, then you can keep moving on. You can move past them. They don't deserve you. They don't need you. All right, that is your message for the fours, for those with a life path number 4. Thank you so much for this, for being here. If you like these readings, let me know in the comments. It just, lets me know that I am helping people and that I'm on the right track. It also lets YouTube know that this channel is worth something to them or whatever. I don't know what their algorithm does, but comments help videos out a lot. Comments help even more than likes. So please leave comments on the videos. I love all the messages that I get, but if you leave comments on the videos, it's going to show YouTube that the videos are actually of value in some way. So that is your reading. I will see you next time in a couple of weeks. Thank you so much, Force. Best of luck with everything. Please let me know how it all goes and how, things have played out for you. And I'll see you next time. Remember, always, always, always that I love you. Bye.